Trains all over Poland have been mysteriously slamming on the brakes, with Putin's voice heard on the drivers' radios, backed by the Russian national anthem. But what's really going on here? Let's take a more detailed look at this story. In recent days, saboteurs successfully disrupted Poland's railway network, which, since the start of the war in Ukraine, has played a major role in NATO's support of the country. What they did was simple. They sent a radio command to trains in order to trigger their emergency stop function. On August the 25th and 26th, more than 20 Polish trains carrying both freight and passengers were brought to a halt across the railway network through what Polish media described as a cyberattack. Polish intelligence began investigating the incidents, which appeared to have been carried out in support of Russia. How do they know this? Well, the saboteurs reportedly interspersed the rogue radio commands with the Russian national anthem and parts of a speech by Vladimir Putin. The term cyberattack implies some sort of complex computer hacking technique, but it appears that simple radio commands were sent to the trains that were targeted. Because the trains use a radio system that lacks any form of encryption or authentication for those commands, anyone with as little as a $30 off-the-shelf radio can apparently broadcast these commands to Polish trains. The signal serves to warn about a broken switch, and not only train drivers can give it. It's believed that the saboteurs were relatively close to the target trains, either feet or a few miles away, depending on the power of the radio equipment that was used. The incidents took place over 3 different areas, which implied multiple saboteurs or high-powered transmitters, and Polish intelligence believed that when the signal was transmitted, it stopped all trains within the immediate vicinity. The attack was carried out by sending 3 tones in sequence on a frequency within 150 MHz to trigger the train's emergency stop function. The tones consist of 3 sets of beeps and some kind of digital data system that was possibly recorded and replayed on the right frequency. Once the receiver in the train picked up the signal, the emergency stop procedure was then initiated. Poland's National Transportation Agency stated its intention to upgrade Poland's railway systems by 2025 to use almost exclusively GSMR cellular radios, which do have encryption and authentication. GSMR is in use throughout the UK and most of Europe, as well as Eurasia and parts of Africa, and if you'd like to know more, then check out the link in the description and at the end of this video for a video on GSMR. Either way, until that upgrade takes place, the railway network will continue to use the relatively unprotected VHF 150 MHz system that allows the radio stop commands to be staged. Apparently, the frequencies were spread around Polish forums for many years, and youngsters have already taken advantage of this too. A statement from the Polish Railways Agency noted that the train disruptions were due to unauthorized broadcasting of the radio stop signal sent by means of a radio telephone by an unknown perpetrator. The statement added that receiving a radio stop signal results in an immediate stop of all trains whose radios operate on a given frequency. Despite those automated emergency stops, the railway agency wrote that there is no threat to rail passengers. The result of this event is only difficulties in the running of trains. The Polish press agency reported no injuries or damage as a result of the radio sabotage operation. By Sunday the 27th of August, the Polish police had arrested 2 men suspected of the radio attack. The 2 men arrested were Polish citizens, according to a police spokesman. How the men were detected isn't clear at the moment. I'd suspect that if this was nothing more than a prank, they probably boasted about their actions online, which led to a police tip-off. The police conducted a raid and seized radio equipment from the apartment where the men, who were 24 and 29 years of age, were detained. No more updates on this story have been released yet, so it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds and what happens to the 2 suspects involved. What possibly started as a mischievous prank may result in some serious consequences.